I'm fine, thank you. So far away from you and so close.
Oh, yes, that's right. You're right here. You're about, 2.5 feet from me on my computer screen.
Yeah.
But yes, you're so far away. And it feels so weird that I haven't met you in person, but I feel like I know you.
Yes, the same here. Same here. Yeah.
I think that's how powerful your energy and your heart is. Like I can just feel you.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let me start by saying hello to everyone. I am Amy Carrier, and I am here today with one of our mentor teachers, the lovely and beautiful and amazing and so smart and so compassionate and caring Leila. And Leila, whoops, wrong way, that way. And I are going to be just having a conversation today. I always want to talk more with my mentor teachers. And a lot of times we chit chat offline, but there are conversations that we have that would be great for you all to hear as well. So I wanted to do for several weeks, I wanted to come live during my time and have conversations with the mentor teachers. So what I would like to do is have anybody watching this say hello. And let's see, someone, are you able to share? I need to check and see if we are live. And Leila, you can share it as well.
Of course.
And let's get going. I don't actually see it yet.
Yeah, we are not in the classroom. Maybe we're live somewhere else, but
no, we should be in the classroom. That's
nope.
Oh, yep, there we are. Okay, I see us in the classroom. Yep. I think there's a delay.
Not in the classroom. Maybe we're live somewhere else.
Yep. Found it. Did you find it? We're in the classroom.
Not yet for me, but
okay.
Hi, I'm in Brazil.
Yeah, Leila, Leila's in Brazil. I'm in the US. You're probably in, Egypt. And it takes a minute for the interwebs to connect us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, hello, everybody who is watching. We do have some people here now. Please say hello in the comments. Introduce yourselves. Tell us where you're from. Here's the deal. Leila is one of the mentor teachers in Amy Carrier's classroom. I'm going to talk a little bit about that, but she and I are just going to have a conversation today. And the idea is to let you know her more. So I don't know if you had the opportunity to tune in past Friday for her broadcast. It was so good. And she already has well over 1,000 views on it. So people really enjoyed it. I'm going to have her tell us about that and what she does. But for now, I would like those of you who are here to share this video. Like I said, say hello. Tell us where in the world you are. And tell me what the weather is. I'll tell you right now. It's kind of rainy and gray and 40 degrees Fahrenheit, which I'm sorry. Americans use Fahrenheit and like nobody else in the world uses Fahrenheit to measure temperature. So I can't quickly convert it. Should I do that? Should I convert it? Let's use my Google Assistant. Who uses Google Assistant? Convert 45 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius.
45 degrees Fahrenheit equals
7.2 degrees Celsius right now.
7.2?
Yes.
In Boston? Yeah, it's cold.
It is cold and it's rainy and yucky and dark outside.
Yeah, here today it's going to rain also, but it's kind of 30 degrees Celsius. So 1,000,000 Fahrenheit.
Yes, it is 1,000,000 Fahrenheit.
Kind of an oven, yeah. It's almost like you are inside an oven all the time. Like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a little tiring in a way. But I'm married to a Finn. He's from Finland. So it's cool. The jungle woman and Iceman.
That's so cute.
Yeah. And when I say to him, oh, don't worry, it's going to be better tomorrow. It's going to be 28 degrees. And he says, in the middle of the winter. No, he can't believe. But yeah, we went to Finland. It was 18 minus.
Yeah.
It's super cold there all the time.
Yes.
And then I went to San Francisco to see my daughter. It was like with this San Francisco wind all the time that comes from the Pacific Ocean. So it's really cold. Even if it's not that cold, everybody has this little wind jacket there.
Yeah.
Because it's all the time. And the good thing in the Nordic countries or maybe in the United States also is that you can warm the house. But here in Brazil, we only used to make the house cooler, but not warmer. So when the winter comes here and the temperatures can low to 17 degrees Celsius, that's almost 20, then you are freezing to take a shower and everything. So it's a good country.
It is a good country. Is it also humid right now?
Yeah, it's going to rain all the week, so it's a little. In the north of the country, it's so humid that I never been there. Let's say only in one state, but in next to the Amazon forest, is so humid that people use this the clothes and it's washed in water all the time. It must be awful. Oh my God, no. I like more like mild temperatures, like decent temperatures, let's say like this. But here it's like too close to the sun.
Yes.
Here it's not only the temperature. When I go to visit Nordic countries also, everybody speaks in a low voice. It seems like everything is calmer. And also the colors are not so bright. And when I come back home, it's like everything is shouting. The colors, the people, and the sun, it's too much.
That's Latin America, right?
Yeah. Especially here in Rio. In Rio is one of the most hot spots in Brazil. Yeah. That's Brazil.
I was going to ask how Michael's doing, but then I look down and I see he's watching us. Hi, Michael.
Okay. Mickey is watching. Yeah. He likes to live here. And also, he says this is more, he was impressed. And this maybe is good for everybody that is watching us now. When he came to Brazil the first time to visit me, he thought it would be like less developed in a way, like old cars or people begging in the streets a lot and drunk people in the streets. He had an image that changed when he came. We are a little, especially here in Rio. Yeah, it's such a big country that we have everything here. But in Rio, we are very close, I think, to America and even to Europe. Not on the social security things, but in the buying things. And the buying, we can buy things. We can buy cars. Have a nice life. You're the kids and everything. It's not all the time bad. Of course, we have a very horrible thing with it's differently from Europe. We have a huge difference between people that win more money and people that win less money. It's a huge difference. And today, especially, I'm very interested in education, and you also. I don't know about in the United States, but you know that Finland is one of the countries that has the better, let's say, or better evaluated. And I used to read about them and how the teachers there have a lot of freedom to think and to prepare the classes and everything. But today I saw the salary. I was curious for the first time. And they always say that the teachers there, they win kind of good money. So I saw, and it's like 11,000, let's see, per four, like almost $3,000 per month.
In Finland.
In Finland. In Brazil, just for you to have an idea, it's kind of $500.
Oh my gosh.
40 hours per week, 40 hours per week.
40 hours a week.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Let me just jump in here really quickly. I want to make sure, hi everybody who's watching. Excuse me. Leila and I just jumped in talking about weather. She's in Brazil. I'm in Boston in the United States. And Michael's here. And we were talking about Michael, who's from the Nordics, where it's very cold. And Leila is talking about, the contrast between the two cultures. And obviously, people love each other, no matter what culture they're from. But it's a great opportunity if you travel, if you have friends in other countries, other cultures, to see for yourself what's different. Because I think Leila just brought up a point. And she said that, Michael had this idea that Brazil was less developed than it actually is. And that's one of the most important things that I want us to be exploring and talking about openly in the classroom, because we are all taught something through media or through the limited things that we have access to, the limited information we have access to in our countries, in our cultures, in our families, in our communities about other places in the world. And those things stick. Here in the United States, and I don't know if it's the same for you in Brazil, but in the United States, when I was growing up, we were just made to believe that all of Africa is hot and everyone's starving and all of the children are emaciated with big bellies. And then I went to work in Kenya. It's just completely false. So I want everybody to use Amy Carrier's classroom as an opportunity to connect with people from other countries. Right now, in our classroom community, we have people from 118 different countries. So you post a question, or you jump in and chat on a live video, or even after the video's live, you're going to connect with people from different countries. And yes, that's the name of the internet now, but finding a way to do it in an environment that is all focused in the same positive direction and introduces you to mentors from around the world who have different expertise. I don't know who else is doing that for free. I really don't, which is part of the reason this classroom exists. And I call it a classroom. It's a learning community. It's a community of people. So I want to welcome everyone who's watching. I am Amy Carrier, and we are right now broadcasting live at Amy Carrier's classroom. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in being a part of, that big community of people who are all just interested in learning from different experts who just volunteer an hour of their time every week to broadcast live, I encourage you to right now just join the classroom. A couple ways you can do it. You can do a search for Amy Carrier's classroom on Facebook. It's just a group. There's also a page that directs you to the group, or you can go to amycarriersclassroom.com, and maybe somebody can write that in the comments. I could actually put it up on the screen, but I'm going to wait a minute. So today I'm using my live broadcast time to have a chit chat live with Leila, because I want Leila to tell you guys why she's here, what she's doing, and how it's important to her to do what she does. And like I said, she just did a broadcast this past Friday. She's had well over 1,000 views on it. It was interactive. She was showing you what she was doing with a young person that she works with. So I'm going to have her tell you about that. And I just want to jump in real quick and say hello to the people who are here and watching us. Of course, Michael is here. And let's see, Abu Sad Khan, hello, how are you? Malik Tahir. Hello. He says hello to both of us, Leila. Michael, your Michael says hello. And what did you call him? Did you call him Mickey?
Mickey.
Mickey! That's so cute. I want to hear the story if you can share it, how you came to call him Mickey.
Of course.
And Abu says, I think the same as you thought. Abu, tell us what you're talking about in the comments because I don't know when that comment came in. Elzan Dewi says, so very true. Traveling is awesome. You get to learn and experience different cultures. Amin Shanglinan says he's here from
Tokyo. Yeah.
Tokyo, Japan. Great. Amin, nice to have you here. So, Leila, let's talk a little bit more about, can you share your story of how you met Michael and how Michael's with you now? Can we share a little bit of a love story?
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yay!
It's nice.
Okay.
It's nice because it's a kind of, yeah, I love this story. But it was, I was married before. I have a daughter. She's now with my grandson in the belly. Thank you very much. And she's going to have the baby next May. It's going to be a May baby.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So she,
grandma.
yeah, grandma. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes, I'm so excited. Yeah.
Congratulations.
And so I was married before, and we are very good friends today. Really, really good friends. For example, when I travel, my ex-husband is my neighbor also. After we separated, we arranged the thing so we could live very close to each other. So for our daughter not to have to go too far away. And also because we were good friends and we liked to play together a lot. He plays guitar, I play guitar. And so we had the same friends. So when I traveled last time, he was taking care of my cats. So it's a really good friendship. But then of course we separated we are not like together anymore. And for some years I was alone, and then I began to travel in 2012. I am an entrepreneur, so for some years I could not afford any travel. But in 2012, I made a collaborative project with people from all over the world. It was like a quilt. I have a class in the areas about the quilt. And then I was invited to go to Europe for the first time. So I went to many countries in Europe. And one of the persons that were all the time saying, oh, this is a nice project, this is very nice, and come to Sweden to show was Betula, that you like so much also. Yeah.
Hi, Bertola.
And you interviewed him also in the classroom. So I went to Sweden for the first time in November 2012. And I fell in love with Sweden. Another parenthesis here. When I was a kid, I liked two collections of books. One was a Brazilian author, and everything that he had in the books, the characters, the landscape, everything was my real life. It was hot, it was big trees and rivers and everything. And the other one was Laura Ingalls Wilder.
Mm-hmm.
Wilder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that wrote about pioneers in the end of 19th, century? Yeah.
Yeah, 19th.
And in the north of the United States, so super cold. Everything that she did was with the snow, the forest, and I was enchanted by her books. But I could not leave that. I never lived the snow in my childhood. So first time I went to Sweden, and the plane was there full of trees, and these kind of trees that she described and everything. I just fell in love with Sweden, and I wanted to even to learn Swedish. So I went in the end of November, then I went again in February 2013. And when I went for the third time, I had come to the conclusion, alone still, that I wanted to get married. I didn't want a boyfriend.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go out with my girl pals.
Yeah.
I just wanted somebody to live my life with me, live our life together, and live together in the same house. A very traditional marriage came to my mind, and I was alone there in Sweden. And then the third time I went to a bar. No, not to a bar, sorry, bar was later. I went to stay with a friend of mine in the center of Gothenburg. And I was, just a minute. Do you need something? Okay. So I went, yeah, it's come here, Michael.
We're talking about you. Come say hi.
Say hi.
Hi there. Hi there.
Hi,
Hello.
Michael.
Jungle Girl. I love.
You love your jungle girl.
I like it so much.
Oh,
And we have air conditioning, thank God.
yes. Oh my gosh.
We
Well,
kinda
you
need that.
realize she's telling your love story right now.
I'm kind of curious, yes. But I'll watch the show later. I have to go now. So take care.
Okay.
Yeah, so
It's fun.
Beiju.
I can, Beiju Beiju said, so I can talk any lies here. But so I went to stay with friends of mine. She was Russian in the center of Gothenburg, and she didn't have Wi-Fi at home. And she was renting the house in an Airbnb thing. And in the day that I was going there, she said, "Oh, Leila, I'm sorry, but I have another guy that is coming at the same time. Not Michael. I have another guy that is coming at the same time for just 2 days. Do you mind? Maybe you sleep in my room." And I was like, "Oh my God, this is not good at all." But okay. So I met this guy there. He was a French guy, very nice one. And he said to me, "Do you know," because she had no Wi-Fi. I took him to a promenade in Gothenburg. And then at night he said, "Do you know, I found a bar here in the streets that has a very good Wi-Fi. It's a sports bar." I said, "Oh, good to know." So because of this guy, I went to the bar. This guy that I didn't want. And then one day I was there, and I went many times. I was just there working, because the difference of time in Brazil is very big. And so I went to work all the day long. Then I went home, I took a shower, and then I went to the bar, and then I was working with people here. And this guy, blonde guy, very nice, very tall, came once and said, "Can I sit with you?" Because there were no other places there. So he asked to sit with me. And I said, "Yes, of course, you can sit with me." And I was working, and then he's very talkative. He began to talk to me. And then I said, "Oh, this guy is interesting." And so every time I went to the bar and he was there, we were talking. And he was in a divorce process. He was divorcing his wife also at the time. He was already in the process. He was going to leave. He went to live in another place alone. And I was not really, I was not really sure if I wanted to have something with him. And my travel, I had to come back. And then I came back to Brazil. And a friend of mine posted a photo of myself in the beach, in the bench, not with clothes in a bench, but with the beach. And then he said to me, and then he commented, "Oh, you do have a beautiful smile."
Oh,
And then I said, oh, this guy is nice. And then we begin to talk. And then he said, oh, put this Viber on your phone. We can talk more. And then we begin to talk every day. Then I went to Sweden to know him better. But just to stay one day, more or less. And I was going to be in Gothenburg also. And then he said, oh, you can come visit me in Hamburgsund, is north of Sweden. Then I went for one day and I stayed there for 2 months. Then he came to visit me for 20 days and he never came back. So now we got married. We got married and we're going to be 5 years married, as I wished. And it's a very mature, it's a very mature relationship. I can say I was never really like I was when I was a kid, like passion. And I was and with him it's just good. It's super nice. We love each other. And I think both of us grew a lot in the relationship. So yeah, this is my Mickey.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah, it's hope for everybody, right? Because I was old already.
Yes,
yeah.
it's absolutely hope. And you know what? Okay, at this point, we're teaching people about love and relationships. Like whatever we were going to, I mean, this was our surprise conversation. We just wanted to talk about whatever. But you know what? Love is the one thing that I want to teach in the classroom, and I haven't quite figured out how to do it. Love and relationships. It's so important for people to hear that love is just like when you know it, right? And if it doesn't happen right away, don't force it. Don't force it. You will find the person for you. I mean, this is the case in my life as well. And I've learned a lot and I've made a lot of mistakes. And I've not listened to my wiser self, my intuition. But you have to believe that something greater is always there for you. If you are meant to have love, if you want to have love in your life, don't settle. So I love this so much. So can I ask questions?
Of course.
Okay. So you said you went to Sweden and you ended up staying there for 2 months with Michael, and then he came to Brazil and he just never left?
No. We had to get married 1 year before I thought it would be reasonable. Because the agreement between Brazil and Sweden, you can stay, you don't have to have a visa like in the United States, but you can stay 3 months and then you come back.
Right.
And then you can be 6 months per year without disturbing the authorities. Right. But I have a job here, as you know. I have my company, I have my mother. At that time, my daughter was living here also. And I love Sweden, but I could not, I met Michael. There's another detail. I met Michael in Sweden, but he's from Finland. And but I was already studying Swedish, and Finland and Swedish are very different languages. But fortunately for me, again, Finland has 2 main languages, Swedish and Finnish. And Michael is from a family very old in Finland, but they all speak Swedish as the first language. He speaks Finnish also, but the conversation in the house is always in Swedish. So it was even better for me. He says that me and his mother, she is 85 years now, we get along so well that it's like scary. How good and with his son, and my family likes him also. Everybody's happy, I think, with this. But I think the first thing was for me to realize what I wanted for my life.
Yeah.
And then, of course, if you if you ask for love, I didn't ask for love, I asked it for marriage. So it could be even a marriage without any love, but and still a marriage. But we got the love, and also I think we got a kind of a commitment that is making us evolve all the time. Me as a woman, he as a man. We have a lot of freedom, but we always want to be together. It's everything is. I can live alone. Sometimes he, in the middle of the year, he went to Finland to visit his mother. I could not be there. It was like 15 days. And I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do? Because I'm so used to be with him. It was fun also. It was good for me to be alone. It's okay, and for him too. But it's kind of a mature relationship, I think. And it opened us for a lot of things, I think, for growing up as people. But the first thing was to know what I wanted. I think this is the I'm making you sleep with my story.
No.
This is a good story, though. Stories are made for people to sleep.
I couldn't sleep. Ask someone. She's not even making me do anything after this call. I couldn't sleep last night. It's not you. But I love this story. Oh my God. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, no, that this is our story. Now we want to have like 5 grandchildren, three or 6. Everybody speaking Swedish and Portuguese. First one is coming now. So it's
First
okay.
one's coming. Does Michael have children?
He has 1 boy. He lives in England. He
And you have
finished
1 daughter.
1 daughter. Yeah. She lives in San Francisco.
Okay, so both of your children need to have big families.
Yeah, but at least my daughter, she married a guy that he comes from a very, very big family, because my family is like, I'm a daughter of 2 only child. My father was an only child, and my mother too. So my family is really very, very little. But Luffy's family, my daughter's husband, it's enormous, and they are used to have a lot of people. So he said he wanted like 7 children, and she said maybe 3. So they are in the first one, and now he say 1 per year, and she says no, 1 each 2 years. So, but she wants brothers and sisters for the baby. Yeah, she wants. So it's going to be a good family, I think. I hope. Yeah, I'll see the first one is going to be Felipe. He's coming soon.
Felipe?
Yeah.
Oh, Felipe! And he's coming in May. That's next, like, very soon.
Yeah. I'm going back to the United States in May 14th. And then we just keep waiting for him to show up.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I have to tell you also, so people are enjoying this conversation. They really are. Hey, my mom is here. Mom.
Oh, Pat.
Yes. Mama. Say more in the comments. So you know what I love? I love so many things about this story. I love that it's international love. I love that being from different countries, different cultures, different languages, didn't matter, because the love is the love. Love transcends everything.
Yeah.
Distance, space, time, language, culture, everything. I love this. And I think it's really important for people to hear your story, because a lot of people are now finding love on the internet, and they feel scared, like they'll never be able to be with that person, but you can. Leila did it.
Yeah. There are ways. If you have a wish, you have a way, right?
Yes.
The more important is to know what you want to do, I think.
What's that?
What you want for your life. Like, I think you have to know what you want and ask that. And then things come. It's impressive. I don't know how the world really works, but I know that if you wish for something and you and you put this out, it happens
It
somehow.
absolutely happens. We
Everything.
create our realities.
Yeah, everything. That's why I think in my work with children, what I value the most is the kids to know what he wants to do and do whatever they want to do.
Yes.
I think this is a very good structure,
Mhm.
because otherwise you are lost all your life. You don't know. You are always trying to please something that is out of yourself. You don't know what you like.
Somebody else, some religious structure or cultural beliefs or ideas, or just somebody else's ideas of what you need to do with your life. But it's your life.
Yeah, and with this job thing, we listen a lot of times. I think it was in this week. It was very interesting. The couple, the Artie Moore and
Yeah.
Ian Roberts. She
Yeah.
said something that I totally agree. That when a kid of our days, they want to know something, they just know how to help themselves. They go, they enter some place, they talk to people, they ask for help. If the person doesn't want to give, or it's a bad person, they just block that one and they go for. So they are very, very. She said that, I agree, and he said that again, that the future, the professions of the future, nobody knows today what they are.
Of course not.
But the school system is very attached to professions, and it should not be anymore. But yet, yes, to be more like empowering the kids to be more themselves and to work more like freely, because it doesn't matter. You don't know what they have to know. But
Right.
of course, if they are nice persons, if they, like, let me tell you something about your country now, or at least part of your country. I went to visit my child,
Mhm.
and I love the United States because they are the land of freedom, right? That's what is in my mind.
Yeah.
The land of freedom. It's so important, and not it's only important. It's there. It's a very democratic still country. And for example, here in Brazil, it's so easy if somebody is in the government and they are there forever. They just, there is no rules to say no, no. Now it's another. Now it's left. Now it's right. Now it's let's
Right.
change it. So the United States are in many aspects is still a big example of democracy and how the laws should be more the laws the pueblo, how to say that, the people should
The
have more power
people.
than one or the other there.
Right.
So, and this is written there. But I went to the land of freedom, and I hadn't noticed this before. So at least in San Francisco Bay Area, the land of the hippie movement and everything, so many no's, don't do this, don't do that, don't trespassing, no trespass. I even posted in Twitter. I have a photo here. Maybe I can find it. It's so much. And in the metro, in the BART system, there was like, don't lean on the door, don't be next to the door,
Right. So
don't,
many rules.
yeah, don't this, don't that. And I was thinking, oh my God, how can these people, why don't just put be nice to the other? Just be nice. Everybody understands to be nice. It doesn't matter what's your religion, which country you come from. If
Right.
you say, let's try to be nice. So children in school, I think one of the things is have a chance to be nice, not so competitive, not so crazy, and know what they want and have different opportunities of creating things and doing things.
Yeah.
Because what they have to learn, who knows?
Well,
Isn't it?
you're absolutely right. Our education system, the entire world's education system, approach education systems and approach to education, it's antiquated, It's broken. It disempowers children. I'm not even going to go into it. I've spent almost 20 years dealing with this. And what I appreciate is finally people like you who just care about kids and care about work are talking about this now. Because when I started, Leila, like I would tell people these things and they would say, yeah, you're right. But then they would just move on with their lives. So now, and this is why I started the classroom, because the education system is still behind. It was behind 20 years ago when I got into education and I started trying to build new solutions for this. It was out of date then. We were still teaching the way we were teaching in the 70s. Guess what? We still are 50 years later. And we're using methodologies and structures to education that date way, 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 way back to the Industrial Revolution in this country. And it's just broken. The whole thing is just broken. So I want to say that I appreciate you talking about that. And I do want to say that I look down, I look at the comments on my phone or on my iPad. There's one comment here that is a question that I think we should chat about for a couple minutes. Let's see. We've got a little time left. So Arshad Javed said, you have to be in it to win it. I think that's funny. You were talking about your love story, so I don't know what he's saying. And Mian Rehan says, talk about forgiveness if you can. Is it part of love?
Oh,
That's a huge question, but you go ahead.
Yeah, I think I talk about this a lot with my mother. She always say, I don't forgive.
Oh, no, really?
She's very easy. And she also can say things like, I hate that, and I can't. I always say that to forgive is equal to be free, because I think every person, this is what I think, of course, maybe I'm too afraid to be different, but what I think is that when you hate somebody or something, especially somebody, or you don't forgive someone, what you do is that you push this angriness on you. It's in you. It's in your body. It's in your mind. It's horrible. It doesn't affect the person at all. If you hate somebody, this is not going to affect the person's life unless you do something that is even worse. But if you don't forgive, like in a love relationship, for example, sometimes bad things happen, or you hurt, even if you don't want to, but you can hurt your husband, you can hurt your wife with words or with behaviors. But then, my God, it's like, I totally agree with him. It's part of love is to just forgive that, and especially to forgive yourself. If you go to any psychology place, the big conclusion is you are hurting yourself because something that you thought you did in the past. So just let it go. So
there's a great quote that I love that says exactly what you just said. If you don't forgive someone, you're filled with anger and resentment and all of that. It's the same as drinking poison, hoping that the other person gets sick.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I read that.
It makes you sick. It just stays inside of you. So why would you do that to yourself? Be free.
Exactly.
Forgive the other person what they did.
Yeah.
I mean, the number of people I forget, and it took me a long time to learn that and to understand it. But I've forgiven any and everybody who's ever done anything to me. Excuse me. I've even forgiven. This is like huge. I have forgiven the president of my country for every horrifying thing he has said. Because in the beginning, when he was elected, most Americans, we were scared to death. We were horrified, and we didn't know what to like. We really thought this is the end of the world for us, the end of the world for everybody because of America's relationship with the rest of the world. And you know what? Every time he does something, says something, tweets something insane, inane, bigoted, angry, whatever, he just is who he is. I don't get upset. I know a lot of people who get upset and they fight back. They're like, he just said that. I'm like, of course he's going to say that. That's who he is.
Yeah,
We,
exactly.
as the people, have to figure out what we can learn from this and how we can build a better country for ourselves. So I forgive everything he said, everything racist, bigoted, sexist, everything he's done, every way he's cheated. I've forgiven him because as far as I'm concerned, he's playing a role in my country and for the world. And it's an opportunity for us to all wake up and see the truth and not blindly follow other people doing things where we should be looking within ourselves. And I think for me, that was like the ultimate. I mean, I've forgiven some very painful things in my personal life. So it's not a problem for me. I can do that. But when I got to that point of being able to forgive one of the worst human beings I can imagine, then I know that I've learned that lesson of forgiveness. And I just allow people to be who they are and say, you know what? If that person and what they're doing is in my life, it's just there as an opportunity for me to learn, not to react, not to get upset or offended or aggravated. It's just there for me to learn. And most of the time I'm like, yeah, there's nothing for me to learn. I've already learned that. I just move on. I don't read headlines. Don't read the news. I don't care what he does because he's going to do what he's going to do.
Yeah, he's crazy. Otherwise, you are going to build the wall, right? Because the walls, if you don't keep the channels, if you don't keep the network channels like cleaned, then you are building the walls, right? We have a president here also, really, oh my God, but what I could learn in these elections with social media was that we saw how much we have to learn as human beings relating to the others, because it was so crazy. The people, my friends, I have friends on every side of the I have people that believe in things that are completely different, but I just think we should evolve a little more and learn like to communicate with not any violence, and in this aspect your classroom is our classroom. Our classroom is so important because you bring more than 100 countries together, people from all over the world, and we can just talk as friends, as brothers and sisters, and this is amazing. I think everybody should clap their hands. It's a big job you're doing there.
Well, thank you, because it doesn't exist without all of the mentor teachers. This is what I believe the future of education is. And I'm working on my book. The future of education is people learning from people, period. That's it. So I know I'm demonstrating something to the world and giving people an opportunity to just come learn from other people who are really good at what they do and who will give you insight for free and help to guide you. I mean, Leila goes live every week. Most of the time, none of us go live every single week, 52 weeks a year, because we have lives and we need breaks. But we do this because we know that other people will see it, watch it, learn from it, be inspired, have an aha moment, whatever it is that you get out of this. That's why we do it. And it doesn't exist without the community. I am not the classroom. When I first built it, I was broadcasting live myself once a week, so I just called it Amy Carrier's Classroom. So it was me. But then it was Alex, who we need to bring back in, by the way. Leila, you can help me with this. Alex just asked if I wanted anybody else. So he started the whole thing of, yes, my entire career has been built on teaching through bringing in mentors and building partnerships outside of schools. So this is kind of my dream in this little, group on Facebook. And it only exists with the community. And we are a community. And to anybody watching this, you probably don't realize, but all of the mentor teachers, we all, a couple times a year, get together for a couple hours and we have a meeting. There are, so many faces on the screen for a Zoom meeting. And we talk about what's happening in the classroom, where we want to go. We train the existing mentor teachers, train the new mentor teachers who are coming in. And it's just a beautiful community.
Yeah, very nice. Today I was talking to Davida. She asked me, what did you use? You use Be Live or you use something else to bring? And then we were talking. It was super nice. Yeah, I think it's a very, very nice community to be in.
Thank you. So I do want to say, you and I have to wrap up right now, but I want to say I put on the screen forgiveness as part of politics. And I know that what's happening in your country and what's happening in my country right now, it's not what we want. And I kind of want to wrap up this conversation. We've talked about a couple of things. We talked about love, and everything comes down to love. Teaching, building friendships, it's all love. Work, it's all love.
Yeah.
And I want to say that this reality that so many of us around the world are living in right now, where our governments do not reflect us, the people. It's an opportunity for you to do what you can to make your community better. I'll say that again. If everything outside of you is frustrating and not representing you and making you angry or taking away your money or taking away your health care, whatever it's doing, it's an opportunity for you to step up and create something, solve a problem. That's what's happening across the world right now. And I want to encourage you to not get tied up in political, fighting with other people. Fine, have discourse, have conversation. Do it in a way that you are trying to understand the other person, not change the other person, not convince them that you're right and they're wrong, because you'll never get anywhere. You just fight each other.
And it's boring.
Yeah, it's boring. It's old. We've been there. We've done that. Now it's about solving problems, which is why this classroom exists, why I asked Leila to come in, because she is an entrepreneur and she's built an amazing company. And I have to say, Leila is a woman who started working in her field way before a lot of other people started working in her field and building things. She was, early on the tech curve. So I want you to think the way Leila thought. If you see a problem, teach yourself what you can, find mentors, find people who know more than you know about it, and work through a solution that might work. And if and when it fails, and it probably will fail the first time, second time, just keep going. Find more people, more resources, more encouragement, and just keep going. Right, Leila?
Yeah, and especially I'm working here for 23 years now, and every day when I come and when I go, I'm happy. So I think this is doesn't matter if, of course, even if you are an employee or in some big company, or if you are an entrepreneur, doesn't matter. You're going to have good days, bad days. It's okay. But when you are in a place where you feel like love, I love my place, my Moleque de Ideias. Let me show the logo.
Oh, yay!
How can I? Oh yeah. He's
Oh, I love that. Look at that little person.
yeah, and this is the guys there working with development of systems.
Hi, guys.
No, they can't hear you. And the garden and outside here is the place where we work with the kids, but they are not here now. And we have a big house. One day I will make one to show the house for you. It's very
I love
nice.
that. I remember the short video you sent me,
Yeah.
or maybe you sent, I don't know, you sent it to a few people, but your space, the building, the house, the garden, everything inside and out is so amazing. And you built that.
Yeah, it took 23 years. So the first place was just a room. But anyway, that time and now, I'm so happy to be here with my friends working in this place. I love Moleki. I love the logo. I love so that's love again. It's not
That's
only
amazing.
to your husband, but also to you,
Right.
especially. That's the good way to choose things when you have two ways. Go in the way you love more.
Go in the direction of love. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you've seen it, but I wrote on the screen, it's all about love.
It's all about love.
All about love.
One
and
thing that
what you just said. What's that?
Yeah, my father, that he's in heaven now, but he always would say to me, he was a big guy, but he said, it's all about love.
It is all about love. I
All about love.
completely agree.
Without love, nothing works.
Right. Right. And I think that's a beautiful note for us to end our conversation. And I did see another comment here. Someone says, Oscar Pali says, according to my point of view, every true or spiritual relationship is based on forgiveness. You know, I think that's a good statement. I would say that you can advance even beyond forgiveness, where you can just love someone no matter who they are, no matter what they do, no matter how they behave. Don't take it personally to the point where you have to forgive. But if you've been hurt, feel your feelings, acknowledge them, and then forgive the other person.
Yeah, and just let me say, love, when we think about love and forgiveness, we always think about the other, and the other doesn't really matters at any point, in a way.
Right.
Because love is something that you open in your heart, or you don't. Yeah, so if you are in connection with with love, you are going to forgive.
Right.
It's
exactly
just impossible not to be all the time full of love. That's why I always say bye-bye saying beijo.
Beijo. Aww. Okay, then you know what we're going to do? We're going to say goodbye the way you say goodbye.
Yeah,
and
okay.
Thank you to those of you who are here and have hung out with us to hear Leila's love story, get some guidance on love and forgiveness, and just get to know Leila more. And be sure you catch her live on Fridays.
Next Friday.
So next Friday, this coming Friday, this week?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At 1 p.m. New York time, is that right?
Yes,
okay.
That's right.
Perfect. And look in the classroom for the announcement, the event where you can actually register and get a reminder to learn what she's going to be teaching about on Friday. And talk to her, talk to everybody, engage in the classroom, post a question, share something. This is all about sharing everything we have to offer with the whole world. So that's what I encourage you to do. And if you are watching this outside of Amy Carrier's classroom, please come join us. Go to amycarriersclassroom.com or just follow the link. I'm broadcasting here right now. Just go and join. Make sure your name is written in English on your profile. Make sure you have a photo of yourself, and make sure you tell us what country you are from. That's how we know that we have people from 118 different countries right now in Amy Carrier's classroom. And Leila came here first, just joined the classroom, and I was so amazed with her. I spent months and months and months saying, Leila, I want you to come teach in the classroom as a mentor teacher. So you never know. I think several of the mentor teachers came in through the classroom. So you can find yourself on a screen too, and just get involved. Take advantage of whatever is presented to you. And thank you all so much for being here today. And thank you, Leila, for your time and talking to us from Brazil, even though it's 1,000,000 degrees down there.
Yeah.
And we're going to end the way you say it. Ready?
Okay.
Ready? Okay, we're going to do beijo,
Beijo. Love you.
Bye.
Beijo.